If you think education is expensive, try Ignorance by Annie McAtree. When I was in high school, there were a lot of things that I wish I learned. In schools, they teach you how to solve word problems and they tell you about the history from long ago, but they never really teach you about the future. Education has come so far and is consistently changing. We now have programs like coding, STEM, and IT programs. But what if we just expanded more than the tech side of things? Education needs to be more than basic arithmetic and essay writing. Students need to learn the essentials of the real world like cooking, budgeting, trade skills, and etc. These lessons need to be taught earlier in high school. Students should have more choices when it comes to their education. They should also be given the choice to decide what career path they would most be interested in learning. There are so many different directions that we can, as students, try or maybe go towards to get a better idea of our future. When I was in high school, they gave us a few different var- variations of the same topic. Although I tried to expand my horizon, I can't help but wonder if I would have chosen a different direction. Something that I have learned interested in is learning American Sign Language. I happen to think that I would have paid more attention to ASL than Spanish class. If we give the students the knowledge of how to budget, file taxes, learn to cook, or how to fix tires, then maybe students then maybe when students come into adulthood, they are able to function and make smart choices and choose a clear path they have already shown interest in. Students require more knowledge than what they are currently receiving. According to the article by Anna Suthrick, stated that a recent Yale student says almost 75% of students feel negatively about school. Most students only promote test scores and grades. Although these are current rewards, none of these things that they learn in school are retained. Classes like STEM are highly interactive nowadays, and students seem to be showing more focus and attention in those types of interactive classes. I currently have a friend who I have interviewed about the types of classrooms she works in. She explained to me that she was observing how her class was in STEM class and was better behaved and more attentive in the classroom. Not to mention that the teacher was also excited about what they were teaching. According to Halley.org, informal STEM learning interests increases interest and commitment to science learning as well as provides more positive attitude towards science. When I talk to my parents about the classes that they took in high school, they always tell me that the classes they took were fun and they would look forward to going to school. We need to bring back more interactive topics for students to engage in, like home ec, shop class, etc. When it comes to learning and education, it is always growing and changing. Now that we are in the age of technological interaction, students require a lot more engagement when it comes to learning. In the 1900s, there was a class that students would take called home ec, not known as family and com- consumer sciences. According to creativityshell.org, the reason why FCS was removed from the curriculum was due to budgeting issues to then focus on college acceptance. Although, according to Kate, 75% of high school students are not ready to make college and career decisions. This is mostly because students do not have access to the fundamental skills that are taught in home ec. According to manguishealth.com. Home ec classes can empower students across the globe by teaching fundamental life skills that at times can't be learned from textbooks or parents. Most importantly, skills learned in the home ec classes provide for positive stimulants and confidence that every student needs. It also teaches students life skills such as managing, checking, accounts, cooking, basic finances, and sewing. It also helps students build responsibility independence, according to Kate Siegel. When I was in high school, I always felt like I couldn't enjoy and engage in the subject that I was learning. I wish that school was more interactive and would allow me to explore different subjects. Since students will be knowledgeable on real world topics, they will less likely be clueless towards the real world. If we taught students how to manage and strategize on proper ways to handle real world situations, they will be able to adapt them and already be prepared for them when they get to adulthood and being on their own. According to Ingrate, it states tackling real world problems can make sustainability issues more tactical and meaningful to students. Real example provides concrete application to knowledge and skills learned in the classroom as they relate to students themselves and society. Real examples also encourage students to be aware of the choices they make and how they fit into greater social contexts. By learning about real world topics, students can become more knowledgeable and confident about navigating the world around them. However, to encourage that this knowledge sticks, we need to incorporate interactive subject material into our educational system. Overall, students need more interactive subject materials to learn better in schools. The curriculum is always changing, which in return means that students require more attention and acknowledgement on topics they can relate to. We need to start being proactive and make a difference in our communities. The world is constantly changing, and our education system needs to adapt to prepare students for the challenges they will face in the real world. By incorporating real world topics in our education system, we can inquire students with the knowledge and skills they need to succeed in life. But we can't do it alone. It takes the collective effort of educators, parents, lawmakers, communities to make a change in the education system. So let's work together to make this happen for the sake of our future generation. Thank you for your time, and let's go out and make a difference.